Hello, good morning. Welcome to the meditation live stream. This is Scott. Here on my channel, we're working with practice on the four dimensions of our being: our body, our emotion, our mind, our relationships. And we're using awareness as the way in which we develop these different areas. And throughout the history of my channel, we're exploring these particular aspects, as well as I give a brief talk in the beginning, and then we'll get into a guided practice. Today we'll go for about 50 minutes. And when we practice with awareness, we get more in touch with the present moment, but through the different sort of lenses of our being. This allows us to make different kinds of choices, better choices, choices that improve our life as well as the lives of others. And one thing that I had been thinking about lately is the concept of repair in relationship. I don't think we have very good examples of repair in our culture. We have examples of other things rather than repair. And when there's friction in relationship, I think this is becoming maybe hard for people to work with, and they would prefer their AI system over friction with others, or like feedback that you would interpret as negative or something, and rather than receiving perceived feedback, people are moving away from these kinds of interactions. And I think when you're a human being, there's a natural sense of friction in life. We have friction when we are, potentially mistaken about something, about ourselves or about a thing. And we have friction when we are, like I've said one of my previous episodes, about sort of this rug pull feeling, where you thought things were a certain way, or someone said they were going to do something, but then they didn't, or they didn't follow through on their commitment, or something like this. So we don't really have good examples of what to do with relationships after there's something like that happens. Those kinds of things are not out in culture as much. And the angle that I like to take here on my channel is that we can work at least with the foundational sort of lens with which we look at our relationship through, and kind of develop a better, more accurate understanding of how we feel and how others feel to us. And from there, I think we have a clearer picture. It's almost sort of like if you don't have high resolution understanding, sort of like the understanding of your relationships are maybe, not high definition, and all of a sudden, after you practice over time, they become 4K or 8K resolution, just high definition video and audio, for example, kind of like this metaphor of clarity coming into your life. And from that clarity, you can operate differently. And I think that this is key. We don't see very often in movies or television shows people with clarity, and especially when they, are offended or anything like this. So here on my channel, we're working with these different dimensions, and there's always your body to return to whenever there's stress or overwhelm. You can always return to your body for grounding and anchoring. It's almost as though the body is sort of like the last step, or the ground of your being, and with which things happen, and with which you expand and grow from. So, that being said, we'll start now with practice, beginning with your feet crossed at your ankles, taking your hands up into your chest. We'll begin with some Dana Eden breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Very good for clearing and cleaning your energy body. Feel the energy beginning to build in your hands. Very good. We'll do 3 more. Great. Coming out of that and flicking your hands away from your body, you can feel the energy releasing from your hands, like static, just releasing. And bringing your hands together in prayer position, you can repeat after me, either out loud or silently to yourself. I release all energies, thoughts, emotions, intentions, and frequencies that are not mine back to Source. I release that which is not for the highest good for those around me or my personal effects in my environment. Any thoughts, emotions, intentions, and frequencies that are not mine back to Source. Very good. And then with your eyes closed, gently placing your attention on your physical body, beginning to tune in to your body and your body's sensations. You can feel your body's temperature, sense of aliveness and presence, tingling and pulsing. You can feel your contact with your body, your body's contact with the earth underneath you, your connection to the planet. You can begin the practice of feeling and softening. On the in-breath, feeling your body. Then on the out-breath, softening and melting down through your body and into the earth. And the softening and the melting can be like light or honey, that as it travels down through your body, it cleanses, heals, purifies, and makes whole as it travels down through your body and into the earth, where the earth receives that energy and recycles, transforms it. with each cycle of breath, you get a little bit lighter and a little bit brighter, and you melt just a little bit deeper into the earth. You can, if you like, you add in a pause in the practice on the in-breath, feeling your body. Then on the out-breath, softening, melting down through your body into the earth. Then at the end of the out-breath, you can pause and begin to notice stillness developing both within and around you. In a manner of speaking, the return trip to your body is not that far away. In times of stress or overwhelm, you can always return back to body, feeling your body's contact with the earth underneath you. And then bringing your attention up into your heart, the center of your chest. You can imagine as though you're breathing directly in and out of your heart. On the in-breath, feeling your heart. Then on the out-breath, in-breath, softening and expanding your heart. Very good. And then just noticing right now what you might be experiencing emotionally. You could be experiencing all the different kinds of emotions, or you could be experiencing the 5 main cardinal ones, like points on a compass, giving your life direction. You could be experiencing anger, sadness, fear, joy, or shame. And without pushing or pulling on your emotions or trying to get rid of them or keep them, just allowing yourself to feel a little bit in the shared space. You could also be feeling numb, which is another valid emotional experience. Great. And then if you like, you can add in the pause to your practice. So in the in-breath, feeling your heart space. Out-breath, softening, expanding your heart space. And then at the end of the out-breath, you can pause between the next in-breath and notice the vast open warmth of the field of your heart. Our hearts are the place where heaven and earth meet, and it's easier to feel the sense of warmth and tenderness there when 2 or more people are gathered. Just noticing that quiet yet warm, tender place in your heart during the pause. attention up into your head, feeling your head on the in-breath, then on the out-breath, softening in and around your skull. You can, if you like, breathe into your third eye space between your eyebrows, or your crown, the top of your head, whichever feels correct for you. Today, it feels correct for me to breathe into my third eye space, but for many, many days, I was having a lot of crown activation. So just noticing what it's like for you, and just feeling on the in-breath into your head, and then on the out-breath, softening. And coming in contact with your thoughts, you can notice how busy or active your mind is. Sometimes in meditation, our minds are very busy. Other times, they're very calm or peaceful. And just noticing what your mind is like without getting involved in thinking, allowing your thoughts to come and go. You can disengage from actively thinking and practice returning, I like to call it. Returning back to your body, feeling your spine, feeling your body's contact with the earth underneath you for grounding and anchoring. add in a pause if you like to the practice. So on the in-breath, feeling your head. Out-breath, softening in and around your head. And then at the end of the out-breath, you can pause like we've been doing. And it's almost as though your whole head disappears, and in its place, the entire sky is resting gently on your shoulders. Just a vast, open, spacious quality in its place. Very good. And from here, before we move on to the next section, we can practice either tree breath or light breath. I'll leave it up to you. Tree breath, if you've done it before, is like pretending your body is a tree in imagination, and breathing up on the in-breath like a tree to the top of your head, and then on the out-breath, breathing back down your body and into the earth. You could either do tree breath or you could do light breath. Light breath is on the in-breath, imagining as though you're filled with light, and then on the out-breath, a kind of releasing feeling of any tension, stress, worry, repetitive thoughts on the out-breath. here we can gently open our eyes. Gently opening your eyes, we'll take a moment together to appreciate all of that practice we did with our eyes closed. And we'll practice now in the relational space, the space of outside and inside. So on the in-breath, practicing feeling around you, the space outside you. And then on the out-breath, feeling back inside. Either inside your body or sort of back within. So practicing feeling outside on the in-breath. And then back inside on the out-breath. It can be useful to practice this with looking out at Mother Nature. If you're able to look out a window, if you're outside, rather than something man-made, as we tend to resonate with nature. And becoming aware of any tension, maybe creeping back into your practice. Just becoming aware and feeling and softening on the in-breath, feeling where the tension may be in your body. And then on the out-breath, softening that tension. Just practice feeling outside on the in-breath and then back inside on the out-breath. If you like, you can add in qualities to your practice, qualities of love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness. These qualities are like feeling states. And you just practice feeling them, sending them out all around you, and then receiving them. So on the in-breath, feeling love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness around you. And then on the out-breath, love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness towards yourself. Just practice sending and then receiving the qualities. Wonderful, and then from here we can set our prayers and our intentions for the day. I'll be quiet. You can do your prayers, your intentions first. May this practice that we do transform our life, offering up best possible outcomes for healing and transformation, and ripple out into the community, transforming our culture and our systems. Amen. Wonderful. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful day, and I hope to be back again tomorrow for more meditation action. And remember that you can always return back to your body for grounding, for anchoring, especially during times of stress or overwhelm. And I'll see you then. Bye-bye.